Umpire John Wright. Advisement David Crawford.
Well, a very pleasant good evening. We're at Springdale Har-Ber tonight. Again, it's a homecoming, the third homecoming we've seen this year, Terrell.
3 in a row.
As the Southside Mavericks will take on the Har-Ber Wildcats in a very important 7A West game tonight. Last week, Southside defeated Rogers Heritage 45-19. A big game for the defense, especially the linebackers, Evan Shelby and Ben Vila.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a heck of a ball game last week. Hope we can kind of start this one off the same way. Come out, put some points on the board early, and have them a couple little 3-and-out action going on.
And again, the defense played well. The defensive line played really good last week. And what I like about Southside, what they've been doing, it's been different the last 3 weeks. They've been going with what we call the 5 defensive backs. You've had Braxton Canada working as kind of a hybrid linebacker, safety. I think that's worked well for the Mavs.
Yeah, about like a spy, but to me, it really plays a lot more like a cover 3. Seemed like every time that, there was a pass play out there, everybody was covered. And even when you had some one-on-one out wide stuff happening, it was covered over the top. So I'm with you. I think that is a good look for our defense. And our 3 big defensive linemen have been getting home, even, without a blitzing backer coming. So we keep doing that, we should be in real good shape.
Offensively, we saw a change at quarterback last week with Carter Zimmerman started at quarterback, did a good job of running the offense, hitting the passes when he had to, and running the football.
Yeah, that was actually on some of my pregame notes from what I kind of want to look at this week is kind of how that exchange goes between Harold getting some snaps and Carter getting some snaps. But tell you what, Carter looked real good when he had the ball last week, so I expect we'll see a whole lot more of him today.
Big game last week. Isaac Gregory, 5 touchdowns.
Huge. Love watching that guy run. It's always nice when he gets a little payoff for his work, for his efforts.
And then again, the unsung heroes of that group too. The offensive line played well. Southside was able to run the football at will last week. And we talked about this last week, Terrell, was the defensive line played well. The game is won in the trenches. And last week, Southside did that.
It really was. And, we always try to give some credit to that offensive line. I don't know if they could have played much better than last week, Those guys are moving some bodies around.
Well, we're getting to the end of the season. This is the 8th ball game.
Getting close.
And Southside is in a 4-way tie for the last 2 playoff spots. And this is a big game for Southside. Har-Ber always traditionally has a very solid team. They're struggling a bit this year with only 1 conference victory. So this is where, if you're Southside, I think if you're going to take the next step to get to that next level, this is definitely a game you need to win.
This is step number 1 for sure. We were kind of joking about it before the game, but I always kind of look at the new end of the season matchup with Missouri and Arkansas as being the battle for the bottom. I'm hoping we win it tonight, though.
That'll be a key for the Mavs. Again, we're in a 4-way tie, so if you win tonight, you're in the playoffs. And if you win 2 games, which is, you'll play Springdale at the end of the year, you have a tough ball game next week against Bentonville West, should get a pretty good seed. The Southside will receive the football to start the ball game with Justin Gomez kicking off for the Har-Ber Wildcats.
Looks like our same old pair back there, Carter and Isaac.
And ball going to go in the end zone for a touchback. Southside will start a company drive on their 20-yard line. And as you said in pregame, I think it is key for the Mavs to come out and get some points early. They've done it really the last 3 weeks. They're able to go down, score touchdowns on their first drives. And I think that's the key to get going here tonight. They can do that. Had a really tough 3-week stretch there where you had Rogers, Bentonville, and Fayetteville. But I thought Southside the last 2 weeks of that against against Bentonville and Fayetteville really started putting things together.
They really did. They were certainly in the ball game in the first half, and second half it just got a little tougher.
Opening plays the handoff to Isaac Gregory. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Good penetration that time by the Wildcat defense as Lane Parrish is there to make the play for the Wildcats. We bring up second down, 2nd and 11.
Tell you got a little different look out there. We got 2 of our big receivers out there. You got Connor and you got Will Goodman in the game at the same time. Hadn't seen that very often.
They go the other way. This is a nice run of about 6 yards for Isaac Gregory. Is maybe one step from really making that a foot race again. That's Lane Parrish on the tackle for the Wildcats. We bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 5.
I think you're right. I think he was about one step away that time.
I like what the Mavs are doing. They're going to try to establish that run early. I think that's going to be a key for these guys to win the ball game. Obviously, here at 3rd and 5, probably a passing situation. Big pass out, going to be complete. That's Gregory. Makes a nice move and is going to fight forward. Going to have a south side first down.
That's one of those plays I really don't think we run enough of.
You know, they ran that last week. Well, but it was actually a screen they tried to set up, and Gregory wasn't able to handle a football. But that was a play, too, that I think if they complete that, you're right. If they complete that, he's going to the house 40-something yards.
Well, they missed on the screen, and then they turned around a little bit later, and they threw that interception right at the end of the pass on a wheel route. And this is like the intermediate route in between the two, and to me, it's awesome.
Here's a nice run by Gregory. Makes one man miss. It's going to be a foot race to the end zone. It's 35-30, 25-20. 15-10 will be knocked out of bounds at about the 7-yard line.
I think that's the first time I've seen anybody catch him from behind all year long.
He had the angle.
He did. He had the angle. That's one heck of a run right there.
I like what this Southside team is doing, and we talked about this all last week. Running that football, defensively, playing that 3-man line, I think it's been a difference for these guys. A 1st and goal for the Mavs to spot the ball at the Har-Ber 8-yard line, just underway, 10:30 to go here in the first quarter. Here's a keeper by Zimmerman, fights up the middle, will fight his way down towards the goal line. They're going to push him forward. Let's see. I think he might have got there. Listen. He had the scrum. I don't think they can call that. He got to the 1. But what a great job by the offensive line of pushing that pile down, getting him to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that didn't get in.
Well, I can tell you, he had about 20 bodies, and they couldn't see the football.
Yeah, that's it. Pick-a-boo action going on.
I think he'd have to been laying in the end zone for that to be a touchdown. Good play on 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. You gain 7. The 2nd goal from the 1-yard line. One back in the backfield. That's Isaac Gregory. Here's a snap. Here's a handoff to Gregory, and going to be stuffed at about the 1-yard line. That play really didn't have a chance. It was a high snap, and it just never got going.
I think he fumbled it a little bit and actually pulled that ball back up off his knee. We'll have to check that one out on the replay.
Yeah, we're going to lose a yard on the play. Brings a 3rd and goal from the Har-Ber 2-yard line. Now it's the opening drive for the Mavs. They start this drive on the 20-yard line. This will be the 7th play of the opening drive. Here's a handoff to Gregory. Cuts it inside. Should be a touchdown south side.
There it is. They saw it that time, Keith.
Wasn't sure they're going to make the call on that.
No, they're waiting a while to blow that whistle.
Really wanted to check to make sure he got in without his knee touching down because he was going down as he landed in the end zone. It's Jackson De La Souza will be attempt the extra point. It's up. Mr. Automatic, it's good. Southside leads 7-zip. A beautiful drive for the Mavs. 80 yards, 7 plays, a 2-yard touchdown run by Isaac Gregory. But obviously the big play of the drive was really 2 plays there. I think getting first down on 3rd and 5 from our 25-yard line to get the screen pass out to Gregory. Very next play, Gregory breaks it down the middle there for about 65 yards.
Yeah, it really was key getting that first down. And then, he went out there on that next play and just does what he does.
I still think the key for this Southside team is we need one of our other backs, whether it be Jalen Webb or Joaquin Fox, need to step up and, give him a bit of relief.
Yeah, I'll tell you, one thing I was actually dreaming about the other day was, especially if we're not going to see Harrell out there at quarterback as much anymore, might be kind of nice to see him take some of those carries because, when he's running the ball, he looks good.
Well, I still think you'll see him on occasion coming in, just kind of give you a different look at quarterback. He'll play some. He made a nice run last week, a 45-yard touchdown run for the final touchdown for the Mavs last week as De La Souza kicks off. It's going to come down to the 5-yard line, going to be returnable. He's at the 10-15, has a hole at the 20, across the 30 to 35, will be hit and dropped at about the Har-Ber 41-yard line. And if there's one thing that we talked about, the South Side has got to improve on. Their special teams actually have done a pretty good job all year in other areas, but it's the kickoffs.
They've had a couple of big, long kickoff returns. That's exactly right.
Seems like a lot of starting field position that starts on about the 40-yard line.
Or as we like to call it, the danger zone.
Springdale will go with two backs in the backfield, strong left. They want to throw the ball. It's going to be complete to the receiver. He's going to get into Southside territory. Have a first down as he gets to the Southside 46-yard line. That is Blige Cook on the catch.
That was Key making that tackle.
Again, Southside going to the three-man line. Quick pass out, going to be complete. Again, that's Cook on the catch. Going to be run out of bounds over there by Devin Huggins.
Interesting, they come out throwing to the left.
That's a young sophomore quarterback in there, too, Rhett Richardson. Have Hudson Brewer in the backfield. Here's the handoff to Brewer off the left side. Makes the first man miss, will be hit dropped after, probably has a first down. Again, there's Russell Key making the play for the Southside defense.
Yeah, we hit him in the backfield, and then the safety makes a tackle. Tell you what, that is a load to bring down right there, though.
That's actually Cole Carlton in the backfield, the senior running back, number 28. First and 10 for the Har-Ber Wildcats at the Southside 35-yard line. Here's another handoff. It's going to hit in the backfield. A nice defensive play. That's Ben Beelan on the play for the Southside defense. Beelan, big game last week.
Huge game. Looks like old Sam Horn out there with him, too.
And that's been a nice addition when you added Horn and
I mean, you got two
Pruitt and then Beelan.
Two ready-to-go starters.
Be second down, second and 11 for the Wildcats. Richardson wants to throw. Will throw the ball down the field. It's going to be complete, and he'll be knocked out of bounds. Again, that's Russell Key on the coverage. Tanner Tallman on the catch. That play looked similar to last week. That was a good throw by Richardson. You had to throw it to a spot in an area.
On the field. That's what I'm impressed. I mean, he's hitting that spot on the left side of the football field as a right-hander. It's usually a pretty tough thing to do.
There's a complete pass. It will go to the other side of the field. It's Hayden Wood on the catch. It's second down, second through. We've got 7:24 to go here in the first quarter. Southside leads 7-zip. Here's a quick pass out again. It's going to be complete. He's going to be hit. Going to have probably the first down inside the 10-yard line. I mark him at about the 7-yard line.
Well, we just got to stop him once.
Well, you're making him work. This will be the 7th play of the opening drive. There's a handoff. Going to be hit, dropped after maybe about a yard gain. Good job by the interior line. That's Andrew Reeder leading the charge for the Southside defense. As Cole Carlton will get maybe 1 yard, brings them second down, second goal from the 6-yard line.
You may not believe this, Keith, but I'm pretty sure Beelan was in on that one, too.
Now, Ben Beelan's not only a good football player, he's also an excellent baseball player, too. Here's another handoff to the outside. He's going to get away and get in the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, we hit him, but not hard enough.
There was Hudson Brewer on the touchdown. As the Springdale Har-Ber Wildcats answer Southside. Justin Gomez in to attempt to tie the ball game up. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. We've got 6:30 to go here in the first quarter, all tied up at 7. The Southside will get the ball back, and really two good drives by both teams to open the ball game. And
Similar.
It just kind of gives you an idea. You may think, well, maybe the last team with the ball may win this thing tonight, you know.
Well, that's what you play for. I mean, your ultimate goal is to give yourself a chance late in the fourth quarter to have the ball last and, most importantly, score last. And keep it out of their hands as much as possible. I think that last series with them on offense shows why.
Yeah, and it may come down to turnovers too.
Mm-hmm.
Who gets that key turnover at some point in the ball game may make a difference. That was a 7-play, 59-yard drive for the Har-Ber Wildcats, and again, I think it goes back to on those kickoff returns. You set them up with great field position.
Yeah, easy field position to work from.
Gomez will kick off for the second time tonight. It's a fun ball game when there's a lot of scoring, except for the defensive coordinators.
That's right. They're pulling their hair out.
Now, trying to look here, he's actually got the win. So hopefully that'll benefit the Mavs as we go to the second quarter. And this is the type of stadium that, talk about those swirling winds, it's an open stadium, so it could definitely play havoc with the football.
It's just lucky we got the leg on our team, because if it comes down to a field goal in the fourth, we know he's going to make it.
Southside again will start this drive on the 20-yard line. Their previous possession, they went 7 plays, 80 yards for the touchdown. There's a keeper by Zimmerman on a nice call. He crosses the 30, 35, 40, 45, midfield, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Southside.
I tell you what, they didn't run him down from behind. What a run. I'm not sure they got within 10 yards of him.
Well, they were keying on Gregory.
They were, absolutely.
Great call.
That's what made that field open up so much.
And I think that's what Carter Zimmerman brings to this team, too, is the ability, what we saw right there. Now, Harold's a good runner. Harold makes good decisions on passing the ball, and we'll find that secondary receiver. But I believe you get that other dimension with Zimmerman.
The thing that I noticed between the two, as the leg stays perfect, is it seems to me like Harold's real good on those inside runs, and Carter, when he gets out there and he can make that edge, I mean, there's not anybody that's going to catch him, and he makes such good moves. And he's just hard to bring down when you touch him.
Well, that's an easy call right there. That was one play, 80 yards, 80-yard touchdown run by Carter Zimmerman. Southside now leads 14-7. We're not even halfway here in the first quarter. We still got 6:18 to go.
Yeah, you wish that one play would have gone 6:18, but take what you can get when it puts points on the board.
Well, what you hope you have is an angry defense that's ready to get back on the field.
Yeah, that's right. Something to prove now.
Back deep for the Har-Ber Wildcats will be Brett Wilsham, Evan Curry, and Trey Serrano. Serrano returned the last kickoff on a nice return to the Har-Ber 41-yard line, as Jackson De La Souza will kick off for the Mavs. It's a low-line drive kick that will be fielded by Serrano at the 12. And there's a nice tackle over there.
That ball came out.
I believe Southside may have got it. Well,
they're acting like he's down, but I never did hear a whistle.
Well, if I'm Coach Dameron, I'm contesting that because he wasn't down.
Throw the flag. Throw the red flag.
I'd definitely be questioning that because I don't think he was down.
No, he rolled over upside down, like backwards.
I think the ball was loose before he even did that. So.
I do too.
Well, that would have been a big play for the Mavs.
Huge.
Quick pass from by Richardson going to be complete. And there's Russell Key again making the play for the Southside defense. That was Tanner Tallman on the catch.
Well, I don't know. I almost think you just put all your knee backs right there in that spot of the field. They seem to love it. They throw to that spot.
Big gain of 8 brings up second down, 2nd and 2 for the Wildcats. Same play again, going to be a first down. He's going to cross the 35 up to about the 36-yard line where Ben Beelan's over there along with
on the sideline.
Joseph Concannon making the play for Southside.
Yeah, I think that was the same play, just in a little different formation.
That was Luke Oldham on the catch.
I like to see Huggins jump right up in the middle of that route.
Here's a handoff to the running back. That is Serrano, who breaks it away, and he may take it to the house at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Huggins got close.
Now you wish you had that fumble.
Yes. Tell you what, Evan Shelby got down there in a hurry too.
That Serrano's got a motor.
Yes. Lightning.
Gomez will attempt the extra point. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. That was a 3-play, 75-yard drive for the Har-Ber Wildcats. A 66-yard touchdown run by Trey Serrano, tied up here at 14. Again, we're barely played half of the quarter.
Just over half of the first quarter. Scored 4 times already.
It's been a game of big plays so far. Southside got the big play on the big Gregory run that set them up on the goal line on their first possession. They come back one play later on the next possession and go an 80-yard run by Carter Zimmerman, and then 75-yard touchdown run by Trey Serrano ties it up. It's been a game of big plays, and it's also a game, too, where, I think the tackling is going to have to be a little bit better. There were some chances to make some plays there, and that one guy's got to make that play.
The interesting thing is we've seen a lot of passes already, but all the big plays have been run plays.
But you're right as far as the passing. Southside at some point is probably going to bring some press coverage up there. Here's a kick that's going to go in the end zone.
Your favorite play?
Well, I guess you can look at a game like this. The last 2 series, Southside ran 1 play, Har-Ber ran 3 plays. You got time to go get you a drink of Gatorade and get back on the field.
That's it. I mean, that's about all the time you're going to have in this one. It'll be a good old-fashioned shootout.
And Southside will start this drive on their 20-yard line. You got Zimmerman at quarterback with Isaac Gregory in the backfield. Trip set to the right of Zimmerman. Here's a handoff. No, it's a keeper again by Zimmerman. They read it out this time. Going to drop him probably about a half a yard loss. Chris McGee was over there for Har-Ber Wildcats. Let's follow him right back at the line of scrimmage. Bring up second down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs.
I think Gregory wanted that handoff, might have tugged on a little bit from Carter, but looked like he might have seen a little bit of a crease in their defense. So
well, there was. Then he tried to push it to maybe get that extra yard when maybe he's better off to turn it up the middle and get something out of nothing. He's 2nd down. Here's a quick pass going to be complete, and it's going to be close to the first down.
I believe that's Houdini.
I believe that's Grayson York on the catch for the Mavs. Bring up 3rd down, 3rd and short.
Snuck out of 1 tackle that time.
That's what Southside needs, though. The first part of the game we'll talk about after this play. Here's a keeper by Zimmerman. Does a great job of just lowering that head forward to get the first down.
I think he saw a lot of bodies in front of Isaac that time.
First part of the season, Grayson York was making some big, long touchdown plays, but it seems the last few ball games, Southside's really struggled in that area. They really need someone to step up. And I don't think we've seen a lot of Xander Connor. I think he's that one matchup that could be a nightmare if they just work it.
I don't think they targeted him one time last week.
1st and 10 for the Mavs. Here's a handoff to Gregory. Going to fight his way forward for about 3 yards. Amir Torrio on the tackle. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 7 for the Mavs. We've got 3:35 to go here in the first quarter, all tied up at 14. A little bit of suspense there for Southside, 2 drives with 3rd down. And I believe Har-Ber had 3rd down one time on the opening drive. Here's a handoff to the outside. That's Gregory. He's going to get a big hole to the outside. Breaks a tackle. Will cut it back inside. Crosses midfield. Makes a nice run to the Har-Ber 47-yard line.
Well, they broke a tackle, and then another one, and then another one, and then another.
Har-Ber going to take a timeout here with 3:07 to go here. Probably a wise move. Southside really moving the ball at will, as both teams have here in the first quarter.
On the ground, too. Not even having to hit them against the air.
This might be one of those series, too, if you're Southside. You know, we talk about this a lot, Terrell, is a good defense is a ball control offense.
Absolutely. Keep your defense off the field as much as you can.
This will be the sixth play of this drive for the Mavs. And, you know, you get one of those 10-play drives, kind of put 2 or 3 of those together. Obviously, you're wearing the defense down and keeping your defense off the field.
That's it. And the longer this game goes, the more important that becomes. I've always been a big proponent of time of possession. I always felt like, you know, next to turnovers, that's one of your biggest keys to any, you know, victory is a time of possession.
Well, that's kind of like what Mike Tyson said. If you have everybody has a game plan until you get punched.
Till you get punched in the nose, I think that's right.
1st and 10 for the Mavs. Here's a handoff.
I think that's Jaden Webb now.
Jaden Webb in the ballgame makes a nice run as he'll get a Southside first down to the Har-Ber 36-yard line.
Take 11 on first down all night long.
You know, he had a big game last week.
Mm-hmm.
First 2 handoffs, I believe he had 26 yards, averaged 13 yards a carry. You know, he's a –
and one was almost a touchdown. I think he got down to about the 1-yard line.
And he's kind of a different look, too. He's a little bit bigger kid than what Gregory is, so he's going to bring a different game. But that offensive line played great. I mean,
that's right.
You didn't have to meet anybody there. That was such a nice hole. Be 1st and 10. We've got 2:34 to go here in the first quarter. Southside going trip set. Here's a handoff to Webb again. Cuts it back inside. Makes a nice run. We'll get down to about the 31-yard line, where Amari Terrio makes the play for the Har-Ber defense. We'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 5. That's a nice run, too, because he actually cut it back against the grain to get that positive yardage of 5 yards.
And he got hit real hard when he made that cut, too. And when he actually got hit, he had a little bit of a spin move that went from being about a 2-yard gain to about a 5-yard gain. So
here's a handoff to Gregory, and he's about 1 step away maybe from going to the house. They'll give him, looks like 3 on the play, which will make it third. Well, give him 4 will make it 3rd down, 3rd and 1.
I thought they were going to give him a little bit of a short spot too, but it looks all right.
Obviously here, I think Southside, with the wind in their face, would be in 4-down territory. Got 1:20 on the game clock here in the first quarter, 9 on the play clock.
Like I see Carter take this one to the house.
That's what he's going to do here. He's going inside the 20, cuts it back inside to the 10, down to the 9.
Well, that's a first down. We'll take it.
That, to me, that's a read play.
Yeah.
He's reading the defense. He saw the outside defensive end go in.
Crash. Yep.
So he pulls them all back, takes it outside. That's a nice call by Carter Zimmerman.
Textbook.
Here's a handoff up the middle, too. Gregory going to get down close to the 5-yard line. And we've got an injured Mav on the play. I believe that's big on number 74, Miguel Salas. Well, it's been a fun game so far, 14-14. We still got 51 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Is neither offense is giving up anything right now. Southside doing a good job when they do get into 3rd down of making the plays when they've had to. Also going with the big plays as well as Springdale Har-Ber.
Yeah, and I guess, if there's anything to be said for how this game's going right now, at least it's going to be fun for the fans at home coming for them. Hopefully we'll fix that about halftime.
It'll be fun except for all of us up here in the booth. They get home at midnight.
Yeah, we get home at midnight. The traveling fans ain't probably going to have about as much fun, but I don't know. I don't think there's too many people on the south side that made the drive up here that are going to be upset with a shootout.
Well, the good thing is Miguel Solis is up now. He's walking off under his own power, so that's a good thing. Let's hope he's okay. Can't afford to lose him. That is one young man that has really played some ball for 3 years for the Mavs.
I don't know if you'd call him cornerstone, but he's right up there with them.
I say this, I'm a broken record when I say this, but this offensive line, we've had big offensive lines before, but they weren't as athletic as what this offensive line brings. These guys can move, they'll hit you, they've got a little bit of a mean streak in them. We see that every once in a while.
Well, we were even talking last week about Cooper Anderson. I mean, I think he was 30 yards downfield blocking on a pass play. So
here's a keeper by Zimmerman up the middle, fights to the goal line, touchdown south side.
You had to call it before the line judge down there.
Carter Zimmerman with another carry.
Well, just keep doing that. We should be fine.
I love the PA guy, Carter Zimmerman, with another carry.
Doesn't want to give me any credit.
De La Souza will attempt the extra point. Jackson Davis on the hold. I believe Sam Horn's your deep snapper. Ball is down, kick is up. Kick is good.
Extra point's good. It's a 21-13 ball game.
And Terrell, you'll like this. There was a 11-play, 80-yard drive for the Mavs.
It's almost a mirror. It's like going back and forth, almost exact same drives. Yeah, I think that we had a 3-play drive. They had a 1-play drive. Just about play for play other than that.
They'll give your defense time to regroup. Har-Ber actually took a timeout to regroup the defense. I know Coach Wood probably wasn't happy with the way things are going. And I think that's a good call. You got to try to slow the game down.
Well, it was a good call until we scored. Bet he wishes he had it back now.
We'll change it up a bit here. Zabel Hernandez will be back deep along with Trey Serrano. Middleman is Evan Curry on the return as Jackson De La Souza will kick off for the Mavs. They put Serrano on the other side. I definitely would find out where number 7 is on the field and keep the ball out of his hands.
Keith, I hate to mention this, but we're still in the first quarter.
So it'll be Curry on the return. 5, 10, 15, 30-yard line will be hit, knocked out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Who does Justin Key down there? Excuse me, Russell Key down there making the play for the Mavs. Here's the thing that's going to make you worry. Trey Serrano, he's a sophomore.
You're going to see him a lot more.
The quarterback, Rhett Richardson, sophomore.
Yeah, you better introduce him to you tonight.
Well, this is definitely a team you probably want to play early in the season.
Yes. Catch them while they're making some mistakes. And made too many tonight.
Here's an inside pass going to be complete, going to be close to a first down.
Huggins was just about in the right spot.
That was Serrano on the catch. Yeah, Huggins was right there step for step.
He step for step. He just didn't quite have position. But
yeah, that was a good pitch and catch.
Man, I'd love to see him jump one of those here in a minute.
Funny story I'll get to after – that's going to be in the first quarter. I can tell this story now. Their fullback, Luke Adams, 3-year starter for Har-Ber. We came up here 2 years ago, and he got about 3 personal foul penalties hitting late. The third one he got, it was against Landon Chafee. Landon Chafee about threw him into the third row.
He's not one you want to really be hitting on.
Yeah, that was definitely one, and I just remember that kid. He was a hard-nosed football player. He's just having a bad night. Well, we've had 5 series combined for both teams. This will be the 6th series here. Har-Ber with the ball, points on each series. Be second down, 2nd and 1 for the Wildcats. The ball will be spotted at the Har-Ber 42-yard line. I'll say this for Har-Ber, they've had the better of the field position. They started their drives on the 41, 25, and 32. While, as you said, Southside has been stuck on that 20-yard line.
Every time. Well, and the one thing, you talk about it, just about every week. But what you got to kind of get worried about in this game is
Oh, what a nice defensive play.
about had it. But we're hearing our safeties' names a lot on tackles. That's usually not the thing you want to necessarily hear.
Yeah, I believe that was Blake Mitchell back there, one-on-one coverage, and he had the speedster back there, Serrano, and really stride for stride with him. Good coverage. Be third down. Obviously, that was a run pass down for the Har-Ber Wildcats. Well, you see him give the ball off here to Brewer. That's exactly what they'll do. He'll get the first down as he gets into Southside territory down to the Southside 40-yard line. Excuse me, that was Cole Carlton on the carry.
I think that was Shelby making that tackle from behind.
You were talking about Shelby, too, the speed that you're seeing. We saw it on the
He got deep.
Toronto run, got close down there.
He got deep on that run.
Be first and 10 at the Southside 40-yard line. Here's a handoff again to Carlton. Going to be stuffed right there as I believe that was Braxton Canada up there making the play along with Ben Beelan and Andrew Reeder.
Yeah, he met about three of us in that hole.
I think also in there, too, I believe that was big old number 97, Cage Castling. Brings up second down, 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so far today, Cage, he's down there with a couple guys in his face.
Brewer checks in at running back for the Wildcats. Going to throw the ball out to him, and he's going to go outside. And good play by Beelan will get him down to the 35-yard line. That's a nice open field tackle.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, you look at him, he's way out there by the sideline again, and
Hudson Brewer,
some ground.
Hudson Brewer last year was one of the leading rushers in the 7A West. Young man's a good football player, so that's a very nice play by Ben Beelan to get there in the open field to hold him to about a 5-yard gain, but bring up third down, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, it almost looked like they're trying to set up a screen on that last one because we had a couple of our linemen come free.
Well, they've only really tried to stretch the field one time. Looked like a little bit of movement. Should be a penalty on. Looked like the slot receiver.
I thought I heard a whistle, but I sure didn't see a flag come out.
I got a bit of a head start.
See him tugging it back in now.
He thought maybe it was like Canadian rules football. You ever watch that?
Very rarely. I have watched it while I was in Canada.
Well, the receiver lines up about, 8 yards behind. He takes off running the line of scrimmage.
Gets a running head start. That's right, yeah. It's illegal in American football.
Brings up third down, 3rd and 10. Here's a handoff to Serrano. He's going to cut it back outside and will be tackled by Russell Key over there. Gets him on the foot. And along with Ben Beelan, we'll have a first down. Got 9:47 to go here against Southside leads 21-14.
I think that's the longest third down play of the night.
Well, they made one guy fall down for Southside on a cut. I believe that was Canada that fell down on the play. Here's a handoff to Carlton. Going to be hitting the backfield, and that's Sam Horn back there making the play for the Southside defense.
Man, he's back here in a hurry. I think Parkinson got, no, I think it was Reeder got double teamed and kind of opened that line up for Sam to jump right in there.
He's second down, 2nd and 11. Here's a handoff to Carlton. He's going to cut it back inside the 10 down to the 5.
Parkinson just about got pulled down backwards by his jersey.
Well, this may be a game, too, where Southside may have to start sliding one of these backers up on the field because this offensive line for as good as Southside's offensive line is playing, Har-Ber's, pretty much equal tonight, and it's really tough when you got that 3-man line. Here's a handoff again to Carlton's going to fight his way down, maybe to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, one thing we always like to do, Keith, kind of going to your point, is we always would tell those outside linebackers, if that quarterback turns away from you, you go. If he's not looking at you, you go get him. And because if he's looking the other way, that's where you really got to have that linebacker, dropping coverage and, cover that crossing route out a flat. But
Here's the handoff again to Carlton. He's going to be hit and going to be driven back. A good job by the interior of the Southside defensive line. There's Big John Parkinson, along with Andrew Reeder and Russell Key for the Southside defense.
Think we're going to have to do it 2 more times? Or you think they're going to kick after we stop them right here, Key?
Well, it's hopefully they'll have to kick it.
That's what I'm hoping. This field position, I never know.
7:36 to go here. It's been a long drive. They've almost used 5 minutes here. Here's a handoff again, and he's going to get to the end zone, touchdown. That was Cole Carlton on the touchdown. And get this, just what you talked about. Talk about teams matching plays. That was an 11-play, 68-yard drive, so same matching the Southside drive. And we've got a whistle on the play. See what the call is going to be. That's a play where you wish you could have continued the play because Southside actually blocked the extra point. Yes. Must be offside, Southside. Maybe that's why they blocked it.
I think he must have lined up offsides.
I'm not sure you take this penalty. I'm not sure, too, if I'm Coach Wood, I don't go for 2 points here.
I think if you're going to take you got to almost go for 2.
Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good.
Of course, I guess this might be one of those games where every point actually does matter.
Well, it's been a fun first half. If you're a fan of offense, it's been a very offensive first half. We're barely a quarter and a half into the ball game, tied up here at 21, and both teams really. It's not a game. It's not a game of turnovers by any means. It's been a lot of offense.
I think we're on par for about 60, maybe 70 points before halftime.
I mean, you look at total yardage right now; it's pretty easy. Southside sitting there with 240 yards total offense with less than a quarter and a half gone, while Springdale. If I get my math here, it would be about 134. They're close to 200 yards.
I was thinking about 185.
Yeah. The difference being the kickoff returns. Now, this may be a chance for the Mavs. It doesn't look like the wind's blowing as much now. It's like you said, it's a swirling wind. The American flag's not moving.
Not at all.
The Arkansas flag is
about
kind of
standing
swirling.
straight out, yeah.
As Gomez will kick off. Here's his kick. It's a deep kick that's going to go into the end zone.
Well, he's got the wind to his face, and he kicked that in the end zone. That's a heck of a leg right there.
Gomez is a big kid, too. That kid, I'm not sure if he plays any other position or not, but you don't see kickers that big.
Not often.
Well, it becomes a game of answering now.
Yep, you got to keep scoring. I mean, they're going to get the ball after the half, so you got to hope you get it last at the buzzer in this half.
That was one of the more lengthy drives, too. That was almost 5. Well, actually, it was 5 minutes because they had 24 seconds to go before the end of the first half. Here's a stop going to be in the backfield back at the 13-yard line. Going to be a loss of 7.
Yeah, that's the one you were talking about earlier right there, Keith, where you wished Carter would have seen that about maybe half of a count earlier and just kept it going.
Mavs have done a really good job, too, about putting themselves in this type of situation, 2nd and 15. They'll go trip set to the left of Zimmerman. He'll look that way. Now he's going to throw it. Makes a nice throw. That's complete to Gregory. crosses the 25, gets up to about the 28-yard line. That's a good play, too.
Yeah.
He was going to tuck the ball last second. He sees an open Gregory over the middle. Didn't get a very good spot on the play.
I'm not sure that he saw it right away, but they had 6 coming. And I thought he was going to hold that ball a little bit too long. But when you got 6 coming, the open spot in the field is right where Gregory went to. Man, like you said, impressive that Carter saw that when he did.
Put themselves in a good position here. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Isaac, he got all that lost yardage back then. So
Going to come with an outside blitz here. Here's a handoff to Gregory. Pots his way forward. We'll have us outside first down. Good job by Isaac Gregory. Good hard running.
yep, they're moving them. Good call, Keith. I couldn't see it from up here.
Well, I'm looking here, too. I keep thinking that's a flag. It's a pink
It is
handkerchief or something on the field.
The only thing I see down there that's pink this week is the socks that are, I think it's like a shoe wrap on one of the Har-Ber players. I think some of that shoe wrap come off.
Here's a handoff to Gregory. There's a big hole. We'll get across the 35 up to the 38-yard line. Going to gain 7 on the play. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 3 for the Mavs. Got 5:47 to go here in the second quarter.
I think Carter actually was reading to keep it, and Gregory just took it from him. The hole he saw was a little bit bigger than one Carter was looking at, I guess.
And what you'll notice, too, that the Mavs are doing, I know it's a pace offense that you're trying to run. You want to get in the rhythm, but they're working that clock. They're down to 10. Here's a handoff to Gregory, going to fight his way forward across the 45-yard line. Now we've got a flag on the play. A late flag. This may be a face mask.
Oh, man, I thought we were done with the debate. I like the Jeopardy music, though. That's a classy touch.
This may be on us, it looks like. That'd be a hold.
There you go.
Well, the reason I was saying I thought a face mask.
It looked like it.
Well,
I was thinking the same thing, especially where the flag came out. But
yeah, it was the timing of the flag, too. He did.
Yep.
Usually, if it's a hold, you'll see the flag way
Earlier.
before that. Yeah, earlier, and he waited till after Gregory was going down.
Yeah, and it did look like there was some weird movement out of Gregory's helmet.
As Gregory will get a break here, as Jaden Webb checks into the ball game for the Mavs. 1st and 10 at the Har-Ber 45-yard line. Here's a handoff to Webb. It has a big hole. Now we've got a flag on the play. This may be a hold.
That almost looked like a chop block against Colby.
And you hate that, too, because where the flag was thrown was actually away from the play.
Yeah, it was.
Because your left side of the line did a great job of opening the hole up for Webb. Got 4:52 to go here before the half. Jackson Pruitt checks in for the Mavs. Again, I think it's a key, too. You don't want to turn the ball over, give Har-Ber a chance to score here before the half, and then give them the ball the second half.
No, we need to put points on the board right here.
Here's a pass by Zimmerman, complete. That's to Grayson York. That's a nice throw.
Look like that'll be a 1st down, Keith. That's how you do it right there.
Southside, the coaching staff, Coach Key doing a great job of mixing up that pass. When you got to throw, that was obviously, even 1st and 20, you can still run the ball there. He chooses to throw the ball and gets a big play from Grayson York. That's 2 catches tonight for York.
Well, I think they pulled Isaac off the field, talked to him a little bit after that targeting call. And they're probably looking to try something a little different.
Well, that's a nice move by Zimmerman's going to get just short of the 1st down. He gets down inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. We'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 1 for the Mavs.
I'll tell you what, Miguel, man, he's tough. He's limping around, but he's trying to stay in there and snap that football.
He's 2nd and 1. We've got 3:57 to go here before the half.
Such an important position, too. He's playing center in a shotgun offense.
Here's a handoff to Gregory. Tries to fight it outside. Will get forward. Loses the football. It's on the ground. Let's see who gets it. Looks like Har-Ber recovered the ball.
There's that one turnover we're worried about.
Trying to get that extra yard.
You hope that timeout they wasted earlier is going to come back to haunt them right here now.
Well, this is a big series right here. That is a big play. We talked about that with both teams moving the football like that. If the team had a turnover, that could be the difference in the ball game. And the first half, it really kind of changed the tide because Southside was going in for a touchdown.
Keith, I don't want to bring this up, but we just went to a 4-down lineman set. Worked that time, though.
Yeah, but it was big old John
I
Parkinson.
think it was, too. Yeah.
So enough's enough.
I think Reeder soaked up the block. Parkinson got his paws on him.
Well, I think that's a good move. Har-Ber was running the ball at will, and you're bringing that extra D lineman. Here's the handoff again.
Got there
Get him in
again.
the backfield again. They're going to drop him back at about the 5-yard line.
Now what do, Keith? You go back to that 3-man front? 3rd and forever?
Yeah, you do. That was Parkinson got in there, but that was Braxton Canada that actually made the tackle. But Parkinson's the one that got the penetration.
Hit him first.
Canada gets in there and makes the play.
Now we got to get the ball back in good field position if we can make it stop.
This would be big. Southside get a stop here, get a touchdown right before the half. As Richardson wants to throw the ball, it's going to be complete. There's no way that should happen.
3rd and too many.
The 1st and 10 for 30-yard line. We've got 2:29 to go here in the first half. You had them 3rd down and
23, I think.
23. Here's a handoff to Carlton. Going to be hit, going to be dropped, and they're going to throw a flag. Going to be a horse collar on Southside, I believe.
Boy, I'd like to see the replay on that. It looked like he just had both sides of his jersey.
Well, it was similar last week. They had one that they called on Southside. I don't believe it was.
I think they need better contacts.
Well, you got 2:24 to go here, and they'll start the clock. Big series here for the Southside defense.
Sticking with that 4-man front. Maybe we can get back there and make something bad happen. I think we lined up off sides. Yeah. I think it was Parkinson that time. Like he had about a half a step head start on that one.
Well, this is what's frustrating about Southside. They get a nice drive. They fumble the ball away. The defense steps up, puts them in 3rd and 23. They get the 1st down. Then we get the 2 penalties back to back, and it makes it tough. You know, if you're going to win games, you can't make those mistakes.
Yeah, you don't want to get beat on penalty yards, that's for sure.
Big pass out going to be complete. He's at the 45-yard line. And it's Hayden Wood on the catch. Devin Huggins over there to make the play for the Southside defense. Still plenty of time here for the Wildcats. 1:54 to go here. As looks like Southside going to take a timeout. Well, as well as Southside has played on offense, the first, 20 minutes, you had that turnover. Then you had them pinned in. Your defense is playing good. You give up the big play, which should never happen.
40 yards of penalties.
It's a big series here because Southside's defense is yet to stop Har-Ber. Har-Ber will get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, it could be a big swing in this game right here. And you never want the team that's at home during homecoming to get ahead of steam behind them.
And we know about that, 3 straight homecomings.
Yeah, I mean, it's like once they get rolling,
sure,
they are hard to get stopped. They come into this game pumped up.
Of course, Har-Ber is a lot like Southside. They really had a tough end schedule there to start the season.
That's a legal man downfield right there.
Here's a handoff. It's going to be a first down. That's Blige Cook on the carry. I don't think they get the same response here when they say it's another Wildcat. I don't hear anything.
No, not near as much.
Be first and 10 at the Southside 31-yard line for Har-Ber. 1:53 to go here before the half. Here's a handoff to Serrano. He's going to get down to about the Southside 25-yard line.
Here comes another flag.
We lost a helmet, so he should have to come out, but he's not.
The only players I've seen come out this year after their hat came off was a Southside player. That's it.
35 yards and penalties on this drive.
Yeah, one drive.
Be first and 10 at the Southside 12-yard line for Har-Ber. 1:41 to go. If you're the Mavs, you got to think about using those timeouts.
Yeah, because you're probably going to get the ball back either way right here.
Interesting formations. They've got the fullback out. Here's a handoff to Serrano. Goes off the right side, cuts it back inside. Gets inside the 10 down to about the 4-yard line where Evan Shelby makes the play for the Maverick defense. Well, they're going to let the clock run here down to 1:15. Har-Ber will probably run this thing down. They've got 21 seconds on the play clock, so I can't see them wanting to snap it too early.
No, they ain't going to get a hurry. That's for sure.
Your second down, second and 2. Here's a handoff to Serrano. He's going to fire it outside. We'll get in the end zone for the touchdown.
Joe's upset. He was about the only Maverick to have a chance down there, and I let him slip by.
That might have been the time to use that timeout.
I really kind of was shaking my head a little bit on that too,
because you let about 30 seconds run off the clock and don't really have time to do a lot here before the half.
Well, you're either going to stop them with a goal line stand, get the ball back with a few seconds left, or they're going to score in a hurry.
But it's really irrelevant, too, because you would have had – I mean, they've got 2 timeouts, too.
Yep,
so
as
far as taking the timeouts, it wouldn't have really mattered. But that was a nice drive by Har-Ber nonetheless. 87 yards in 9 plays with, what did we say, 35 yards in penalties.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a conversion on 3rd and 23 from their own 5-yard line, had a chance to pin them in and really put them in a bad spot, but were able to escape that, go down and get the touchdown. Now they lead. We'll get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, you just got to really hope that isn't the difference in this ball game. Because that one's hard to go to sleep at night thinking about right there.
Hopefully we'll get a short kick here. Mavs will be able to return this one, maybe get some positive yardage. That's going to be the key, too. At 49 seconds, you've got 2 timeouts. If you get up past the 30-yard line, there's always that chance that you might want to try and maybe do something with the football.
or get the leg out there early.
And this is returnable, and he fumbles it, picks it up at the 8-yard line. Not going to be much there as he'll get to about the 13-yard line. I would think down at your 13-yard line, more or less, unless you just hit a big run, you'll probably just run the clock out.
Yeah, I think you probably put it in the running back's hands and hope for some kind of miracle run. We've seen him do it before, though.
Well, the key is, too, with 41 seconds, if you could break one for, say, 25 yards, something like that, then you go to your 2-minute offense. Otherwise, if you don't get anything, you're not in a hurry. And really, Har-Ber with 2 timeouts can't really do a lot with the clock. And here's a handoff to Gregory. You're going to get about 4 yards. Southside going to take a timeout. A couple of nice drives though by Har-Ber there at the end of the half, going 11 plays and then 9 plays. Well, it's going to come down to get some stops at some point. What's hurt Southside, they've had 2 or 3 chances to get off the field. Third and 23, and you had the other, I believe it was early in the first.
That's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, 3rd and 10, and they hit the big plays on us. It's almost like you're going to have to come up maybe and say, hey, you guys are going to have to beat me deep. They're going to have to come up and do some press coverage.
We've seen them try it a couple times, but
Yeah.
hadn't really connected on that pass play yet.
But they've hit us pretty hard where they have hit us so as we've been in a zone defense, and they found those spots in the zone.
Yeah, they're hitting those little crossers.
Zimmerman wants to throw the ball deep. Woo.
It's the first time we've seen him go to Connor in a while. You do that one, that stops it for you.
Well, you want to be careful now because Har-Ber 2 timeouts. They get a hold here. They're probably going to take a timeout, and we've seen their field goal kicker has a good leg, so they may take a timeout on their own.
Keith, I think we've got a new center in. I noticed the snap was going a little bit high. Looks like a different number down there.
If that's number 59, E.J. Woodruff.
I think that's right. That was a lot better one, though.
Zimmerman looks for somebody to get up and throw the ball deep down the field. There should be a penalty as the receiver was knocked down.
I guess they only throw it against Southside.
But you still got 18 seconds, so Har-Ber should get the ball somewhere around midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Grayson York will punt the ball away.
Yeah, I think this is going to end up being their best field position of the night unless something drastic happens.
Britt Winston will be a returner, stands back at his 46-yard line. It's a big series here because they get the ball and hit a big play. Here's the kick. It's going to be fielded. He's going to get a nice return across the south side 40 to the 30-yard line to the 26-yard line. We got a flag on the play. Got 6 seconds, and that flag may be big right here. Where that flag is thrown, it should go back. If it's a spot foul, we'll take it back probably about the 42.
It looked to me like a block in the back, Keith. We'll see. Picked it up.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Has Har-Ber had a penalty called all night?
The only thing I can think of was early on, but
they had the targeting penalty.
That was the only thing I remember seeing called against them tonight.
Be 1st and 10 for Har-Ber at the south side 25-yard line. They've got 6 seconds on the clock, so you expect them to go to the end zone here. Going to be a quick pass out, going to be complete. He's going to fall down. They're going to set up for the field goal. It's a good call by Coach Wood.
Mhm.
Pass completed.
They'll check Justin Gomez in to attempt a field goal.
So what you call right here, Keith, is block the field goal and run it back. That's the play call right here.
And don't jump off
And
sides.
don't jump off sides or line up off sides. I do like to see a couple of our guys over there in that 2-point stands.
Here's the kick. It's on the way. Looks like it's good. And it is good.
So there's that 2-score thing we keep talking about.
But we're at the half. Southside now trails 31-21. We will be back after a bit of a break to start the second half. I really an offensive game in the first half. This Southside really kind of struggled there in the last 3-4 minutes on the clock.
1 turnover and a 3 and out. Those will kill you every time.
Well, welcome back to the second half. Southside trails 31-20. It was a rough ending of the first half for the Mavs. Terrell is tied up at 21. Southside fumbles the ball away, but the defense steps up and puts Har-Ber in a hole. They have third down, third and 23 from their 5-yard line. Hit for a 25-yard pass completion, get out of there, then go on down the field, get a touchdown to go ahead 28-21. And then Southside gets the ball back with about 49 seconds on the clock. Runs 3 plays. Har-Ber takes a timeout, gets the ball back on a nice kickoff return. And what we thought was a block in the back.
It looked like it.
They ruled that it wasn't, set them up with nice field position. They run one play, get about 6 yards, kick a 37-yard field goal. They scored 10 points right there at the half, get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and I don't know if I can give you credit for coining the phrase necessarily, but I think I like the way you say it more than just about anybody else. Just an unfortunate sequence of events.
I know last week I got a message from, we call him Butterbean, Jared Branham, Kobe Branham's dad, saying fortuitous was our big word last week.
Yeah,
And
we'll have to start working in some of those high-dollar words for him.
I know people that listen to me know there's not going to be too many big words coming out.
No.
So, but, the first half, though, what was frustrating about the first half of the Mavs is they had a chance twice to go ahead. You fumble the ball the first time. They were inside the 25-yard line when the fumble occurred. You get them pinned in on their 5 with still 2.5 minutes on the clock, a chance to get off the field. You can't. And during that last drive, Southside had 35 yards in penalties. They do the things that they're playing so well the first part of the ball game on the offensive side of the ball, but they do those things that you can't do if you're going to win ball games.
Well, we talked a lot in the very beginning of this game about how big turnovers could be. I think I've only seen one turnover out here. It was just unfortunate that it went against us, so we're going to have to return the favor out here soon.
Well, we said that early in the ballgame that might be the difference because both teams came out 3 possessions. Both teams were able to go down and score points, and it was funny how you talked about that. Was you look at the drives, Southside 7-play drive for a touchdown, Har-Ber 7-play drive for a touchdown, 1-play drive for Southside, 80-yard touchdown, 3-play drive for Har-Ber. Then both of them kind of settled in, had 11-play drives, and then Southside comes back with an 8-play drive for the fumble, and then a 9-play drive for Har-Ber. So they're kind of mirroring each other as far as what they're doing. But, again, the key is going to be, and I think one thing that Southside can look to in the second half is they went to that 4-man line. I think if you can get a little bit of better coverage off your corner, that'll work. I think that's going to be the key for Southside because Har-Ber against the 3-man line was just really gashing it, and we really couldn't stop them there. But going to the 4-man line, I did see maybe some hope that maybe we get off the field.
Well, especially if they start going back to their run now that they've got that 2-score lead. But I just think the key there is going to be to, if you go to that 4-man front, you're going to have to back out of it and go to a 3-man front on 3rd and 23. You get them in 3rd and long, and you back to your what I consider to be your bread and butter. I mean, that 3-3, I mean, it's looked good just about all year long.
Southside will kick off to Har-Ber to start the second half. Being back deep will be Trey Serrano along with Luke Altum as Jackson Davis Seuss will kick off for the Mavs. Serrano, big first half with 2 touchdowns for the Har-Ber Wildcats. Here's the kick. It's going to be fielded by Serrano. He's going to kick. He's going to pick it up at the 4-yard line. They've got him hemmed in and will hit him and knock him down at the 12-yard line. Great job by the Southside special teams.
Keith, I wish you'd let him just go on out of bounds or kick it out of bounds.
But that was our man Devin Huggins, who had a big special teams game last week, was there on the play along with Joseph Kincannon.
Yeah, Huggins gets there in a hurry. Tell you what, though, Joe wasn't too far behind.
Big series here to start the second half for the Mavs. And Rhett Richardson, your quarterback, he'll hand off to his running back, who will get to about the 14-yard line. It's Cole Carlton on the carry. There's a big Sam Horn in there making the play for the Southside defense. Brings up second down, second and 9. Got a whistle on the play. Might delay a game. Let's see. Har-Ber's pointing towards Southside.
I think we must be lining up offsides. That's the only thing I can figure.
They actually called it on Har-Ber.
Well, they called encroachment on Har-Ber. That's
They gave the offside signal.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's interesting.
They'll bring up second down, second and 14. Spot the ball back at the 10-yard line.
I'm not going to tell.
It'll be an inside screen, tunnel screen. And Southside had it read well. They missed the tackle. He's going to get outside, going to have a first down as he crosses the 25-yard line. That's Hayden Wood on the catch.
Everywhere except where we needed to be on that one. Man,
Well, you had a chance to make the play in the backfield and
twice.
and they did. Just a good play, though, by Hayden Wood, getting the first down.
Got slippery.
That's 3 plays that they've had in third and second long. Here's an inside screen pass. Good play by the Southside defense getting there. I believe that's Sam Horn. Horn's having a good ball game.
Did you see?
He came from that backer spot, actually went behind the receiver, the blocker.
Yep. Did you see who was over with him? Oh, Cage Caslin. Got a linebacker and a lineman on the
That's like
sideline
about Cage.
making plays.
Cage he's got that motor that goes.
Yep.
Brings it second down, second and 10.
They almost invite you to run sideline to sideline against them.
Here's a handoff off the left side. Got a nice hole there. Will have a first down as he gets up to the 38-yard line. It's Cole Carlton on the carry. Russell Key making the play for the Southside defense. Russell having a good ball game tonight.
He's had a lot of tackles so far. As this game wears on, I expect to see more of him too.
First and 10 for Har-Ber. Here's a kind of a semi-end around, and he's going to get run out of bounds after a nice game. That is Lige Cook on the run. Be another first down.
I'm going to have to look up the ruling on that right there because that's a forward pass, and they've got linemen downfield. I'm guessing because it's behind the line of scrimmage, they're not calling that.
Yeah, if it's behind the line, I think you can do that. We always kind of joke, too, Russell Key having a big ball game, but, you know, Southside's had some really good safeties over the years and have been their lead tacklers, but you never want your safety to be your top tackler.
No.
Hudson Brewer will get maybe 3 on the play. See a big old 97 Cage Cashling along with Andrew Reeder there on the bottom of the pile for the Southside defense. Brings up second down, second and 7.
Cage had to hold that ball on the way down. Guess they said he didn't dislodge it quite fast enough.
That was another key earlier in the ball game on that Serrano kickoff return. It really looked like that ball was loose. Would have been a big break for the Mavs. Here's a handoff again off the right side. That's Brewer's going to have another first down. They're finding something off that right side. Doing a
Well,
great
they're
job of
holding
sealing.
is what they're doing. That's what they're finding. Is they're finding out how to hold over there.
Be first and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Like you can get away with that a lot of times, but when you can see that jersey getting tugged from behind, they're supposed to be throwing that one.
Well, the Mavs had a chance again to get off the field, had a third and long, and so far Har-Ber's been able to answer everything Southside's done. In fact, this is their 6th possession. Their first 5 possessions they were able to score, and in fact, they might have had another touchdown. Clock kind of got them at the end. Yes.
We haven't seen too many third and shorts either. It's been third and long. They've been getting it just about every time.
Well, if you're the Mavs, you're going to have to do something different. I'm not sure exactly what it is. You know, it may be blitzing somebody or bringing somebody, you know, trying to force their quarterback to make some bad decisions back there because what they're doing right now really has been a struggle tonight. Southside going to take a timeout to try to regroup here. This will be the Ninth play of this drive that started on the Har-Ber 13-yard line. Richardson wants to throw. Will throw the ball deep down the field, and Southside has a chance at that one. That is,
I think that's Mitchell.
yeah, that was Mitchell over there. Blake Mitchell, number 18, had a chance, possibly an interception. Looked like he thought he was going to do an out. He does a post.
Mm-hmm.
But Mitchell's had 2 or 3 really nice plays tonight. They put him in on an island out there with Serrano, and that's not an easy coverage by any means. And he's done a very good job really going stride for stride with him.
Yeah, he's covered it well tonight.
He's second down, 2nd and 10. We've got 9:12 to go here in the third quarter. Here's a handoff. Going to get maybe about 3 yards.
On the carry.
Cole Carlton on the carry.
That's a 3-yard pickup.
I believe that's big old Evan Shelby getting off the line of scrimmage along with Cage Castling and John Parkinson. Be 3rd down, 3rd and 7. I'm not so sure they do that. Everybody clap your hands. I don't think you do that when you got the ball. Or everybody get loud.
That's right. Guess maybe they're not worried about it getting too loud.
Again, 3rd down. Here's a handoff off the left side. They're going to ball him up this time for maybe about a yard gain. There's Sam Horn over there along with big old number 97, Cage Castling. Bring up 4th down.
For a second there, I thought they were going to give him an extra yard on the spot. Looks like they gave him a pretty decent one.
Southside playing their 4th lineman in there right now is a sophomore. That's Nico Pizzana, working off that left tackle spot. Big play here for the Southside defense. As Richardson wants to throw the ball, he'll throw the ball down the field. He's got a wide open receiver who catches at the 15. He's the 10, down to the 5, down to the 3-yard line. That is Brock Octay on the catch. That was a good job by Richardson, though, hanging onto the football. And you can only cover so long, and Octay's able to get open for the 1st down. Here's going to be a pitch play. Going to be hit and dropped. A good job by the Southside defense as Devin Huggins is over there along with Cage Castling. Brings up second and goal. I got a question, though. As we look at the referees, when they have all these conferences, do they have to talk the other referee into the penalty?
That's all I can figure.
I'll still go back to that 2 weeks ago when they had it was an obvious Southside offsides at the 1-yard line. You got to move the ball up half a yard, and they had to discuss it.
I'll tell you what, if there'd have been a shot clock, they'd have run out of time.
Richardson wants to throw the ball to the corner of the end zone. Let's see. Touchdown. You got some talking going on there. Should be a flag.
Well, now we're in a hole.
17 straight points will do that to you.
Yep.
That was Blige Cook on the touchdown. You can't stop that play. That's just a good pitch and catch right there. Throw the ball to the corner. It's not my favorite play, but if you're effective with it, it works well.
Run until they stop it.
That was a 12-play, 87-yard drive for the Wildcats. Again, the Mavs had a chance to get off the field on a couple occasions, weren't able to do it. Actually had a 4th down, but it was a good play by the quarterback, Richardson, to roll to his right, buy some time for the receivers to get open. It's a big play, sets them up 1st and goal. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone.
Yeah, Cage was there. I mean, he just, I don't know, he almost got in that backfield a little bit too quick on that pass play, but I don't know. You got to hope some of those start getting home and you pop that ball out a couple times, make some magic.
What's been effective for Har-Ber in this ball game has been that running the ball off the right side. They're getting a nice push off that corner, getting positive yardage, and that's been a play they've really kind of worked off of. It's really helped them in the passing game too.
Well, that 4-man front of ours has kind of shut down their running game, but every time they've gotten 3rd and long or 4th down, hey, we'll take that. Every time they've got to 3rd down or 4th and long, needed a big play, they hit us with that pass play over the top once they see all of our defenders in the box.
Should put the ball up at the 35-yard line. I've got a question though on that last series for Har-Ber. They called a crackback block, I believe, on Har-Ber. Is that not a 10, 15-yard penalty?
I thought it was.
They moved it back 5 yards.
5 yards, yep.
Did it occur 5 yards down the field, maybe?
I didn't think it was a spot foul.
Believe it or not, this will be Southside's best field position of the ball game at the 35-yard line. Here's a keeper by Zimmerman off the left side. Has a hole, will get over 10 to about 12 yards. Good start for the Mavs. Key is if you're Southside, you give them 17 straight points, you're now down by 17, you just got to answer.
You got to answer.
And hope you get a turnover or something will happen that maybe will kind of sway this ball game a bit.
Catch-22 is you got to answer in a hurry now.
Here's a handoff to Gregory. He's going to have a first down as he is going to get down inside the Har-Ber 40-yard line down to the 36-yard line. Obviously, the Mavs will go to a quicker-paced offense, probably not working much off the play clock as they've got 6:54 to go in the third quarter. Need to score a lot of points very quick.
In a hurry.
Here's a handoff to Gregory. Looked like he wanted to keep that one. Going to get 3 on the play.
Yeah.
Bring up 2nd and 7.
I think Carter was reading keep it, and Gregory was like, give it to me. Feed the beast.
And that's not good because that ball was up
It'll
high.
pop out. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what you worry about is a mishandled exchange there.
Bring up second and 8 for the Mavs. 6:22 to go here in the third quarter. Zimmerman wants to throw the ball. Will throw the ball. It's going to be incomplete.
Boy, he threw a strike, though.
That was Xander Connor, the intended receiver.
I think that's the second time we've seen him targeted in 2 games.
Well, that was not an easy catch. It was a low throw, but he threw the ball the only place you could throw it.
Well, the only safe place you can throw it, that's it.
Be 3rd down, 3rd and 8 for the Mavs. Here's a keeper by Zimmerman off the right side. He's going to fight his way down. I believe he may have it. They may spot him just a bit short.
Huh. I believe I'd like to see that measured. Oh, yeah. No problem.
Last week, what I really liked was that play that Heritage just kept running that quarterback sneak, that big center.
Yeah, just keep running that thing until they stop it, and then you got everybody in the box. Just go right over the top.
1st and 10 for the Mavs at the 24-yard line. Everyone wants to throw here. We'll throw the ball. It's going to be behind Gregory. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 10.
I think Carter wants that one back already.
Well, it was an easy pass. You had a Har-Ber defender there with his hands up. You had to try to avoid him to get the ball over there. The ball was just a bit behind Gregory.
Well, I think Gregory turned the way he was supposed to, and I think Carter kind of misread that defender.
Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. Here's a keeper by Zimmerman off the right side, cuts it back inside. He's at the 10, down to the 5-yard line.
Man, he lowers those shoulders and just runs them over, doesn't he?
That's been a big play for the Mavs all night.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 5:17 to go here in the third quarter. Big series here for the Mavs. This will be the 9th play of this drive. Here's a handoff to Gregory up the middle, fights it down to the goal line, and they're going to spot him at the 1 yard line.
Second short of goal line. Going to be second and goal from the 1 yard line.
Oh, he's in there easy that time. Untouched.
Touchdown Southside.
Well, that's the start you got to have right there. Claw yourself back in this ball game.
Well, you need your defense to step up and get a big stop here. You're only 10 points down. You're still in this ball game. Your offense has showed the ability to move the ball. Ball is down, kick is up. Kick is no good.
Hadn't seen that very often.
Well, that happened on the snap. And I've got some good news. I just found out that apparently my nephew, who's married to Kaylee Evans, they're going to have a granddaughter.
Well, congratulations, Keith.
I saw that earlier.
You're going to have to send me some pictures.
And I'm the uncle, and nobody tells me till tonight.
I'll resemble that remark.
They will be great parents. I'll tell you what, I can't say enough about Kaylee, what a sweetheart she is, and you know, what a job she does with Coach Brunk and the Southside girls basketball team. I made this comment last year watching those girls play that you could tell those girls are having such a good time out there with the way the coaches treat them and everything. I think that's so important. Well, 11 plays, 75-yard drive for the Mavs. Actually, 65-yard drive. 4:49 to go in the third quarter. Southside trails 38-27. On that extra point, the snap was just a bit off, and it messed up his rhythm. Here's going to be a kick into the end zone. My favorite plays, you would say.
There you go. I think with him catching that ball, I think that is the best play.
That or a fumble like he did last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved watching him kick it around back there.
Well, that's one thing you have noticed, though. The second half, there's been 3 possessions, and Southside's had the better of the field position, which we didn't have in the first half. Everything seemed like it was on our 20-yard line.
This is our time, Keith. Time for that big turnover.
Well, you need that. And
you got to feel like one of them's coming here soon.
maybe a turnover or a stop, either way.
Yeah, I'll take either one of those.
Here's a handoff. He's going to be hit, dropped after about a 2-yard gain. That is Hayden Brewer on the carry.
Sam Horton on another one.
And I'm laughing because every time I hear the PA guy give, he just gives numbers.
Yep. For the Southside guys, for sure.
No mispronunciations there.
Nope.
Be second down, 2nd and 7. Here's another handoff to Hudson Brewer. He's going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage.
He might have lost.
Yeah. They got a pretty decent spot on that. They moved it up to about the 24-yard line. That's Nico Pizzana leading the charge for the defense along with John Parkinson. This is another big play for Southside. 3rd down, 3rd and 6.
I think you can consider it 3rd and long, can't you?
Putting them in 3rd
Just
down.
hadn't seemed like it tonight.
I think anything past 5 yards is an opportunity to get off the field.
Absolutely.
Southside going with that 4-man rush. They're going to set up screen pass, and it's going to be dropped. They set it up well, had a chance for that to be a big play. You had Shelby over there.
A little bit of a lazy pass.
Shelby and Kincannon over there to try to break it up. They had 3 or 4 blockers out there. I think they probably would have got the first down, but
that's what, 2nd 3 and out of the night for both teams?
Yes, but Southside really was trying to go to hurry up offense.
Yes, that's true. 2-minute offense. Ooh, that's a bad snap.
Evan Curry will punt the ball away. Does the Australian kick and does a nice acting job.
Oh, what a kick.
I love it. He's over there, and I believe that's number 94 for Southside. Andrew Reeder. And you know, when the punter goes like that, he's fair game.
That's
okay.
true.
He punts the ball, and I don't know if Reader gave him a love tap or what, man. But he looked like a carp on the ground.
Back somersault.
Yeah, he was calling it. Southside, great field position again. They'll start this drive on their own 43-yard line. Get some points here. You're back in the ball game.
Yes,
down
sir.
38-27. Got one of my favorite songs playing on the PEA.
Little journey.
No, don't stop believing. Here's a handoff to Gregory's going to nice run across the 45-yard line down to the 43-yard line. Another key too is the Southside can score here down 17 at one time. Now down only 11. They can cut this lead back down. You put pressure on Har-Ber to make things happen.
Well, and you're pumping up your defense too. I mean, they know they just got you back in this ball game. Had a big hand in it anyway. And obviously, number 1 and number 10 are going to have a big something to say about that too. But you know, your defense ought to come out fired up if you get this thing to a 3-point contest.
Yeah, 4-yard gain on first down for the Mavs. You can live with that all day. 2:48 to go here in the third quarter.
Looks like we got Cooper Anderson in there now to tackle on this side.
Here's a keeper by
Nice
Zimmerman. I
read.
love the call.
Yeah, that was a great read.
That play has worked all night.
Well, and I mean, Gregory had somebody right in his face. If he would have given that ball to him, we'd have got nothing, maybe a little bit of lost yardage. And Carter turned that into a good game.
Har-Ber's changed their defense up.
They
too.
have.
They were going with a 4-man line. Now they've gone with basically a 3-4. They're coming with those outside backers. Here's a handoff to Gregory. He should have the first down. They'll spot him at the 32-yard line. Be first and 10 for the Mavs. Yeah, they've kind of changed it up a bit. They've got those backers coming off the corners now, going with the 3-man line, trying to give a different look. And really, both teams have really tried different things to try to stop the other team.
This is where you hit him with that deep pass right here, man. They got everybody up within about 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. Just go right over the top.
There's a pass
That'll
out
work
going to be
too.
complete.
Looks like Mr. Goodman over there.
Bill Goodman on the catch, going to have another Southside first down at the 22-yard line. But I'll tell you what, if he doesn't go out of bounds on that, that may be a foot race to the end zone.
I don't think he thought he was out of bounds. It didn't look like it from here either.
You got good eyes if you can see that.
Well, I wasn't looking at his tiptoes necessarily, but it looked like he had
Those are
one.
Carolina blue glasses you got on there. Here's a handoff up the middle to Gregory. He makes a nice move and will get inside the 15. We're going to have a flag. This is going to be a face mask.
Face mask, I think you're right.
Yeah, the way his head went back, it's got to be a face mask.
He went down in a helicopter fashion, pivoted by his face.
You know, Gregory's had 2 plays like that now where he's actually drawn penalties.
Yeah, last time he actually came out for a couple of plays because it was a targeting penalty.
Be first and goal for the Mavs at the 8-yard line. Southside going with the trip set, wide side of the field. This is where I think you have Xander Conner. I'd put him on the short side of the field, one-on-one coverage.
Throw it up to him.
Here's a keeper by Zimmerman up the middle. It's going to fight his way down to about the 5-yard line. And I want to give credit to this offensive line again has played as well as you can play.
And it's not the same offensive line we had last week. You got a new center, new left tackle.
You got big old Cooper Anderson, Kobe Branham, Connor McCoy, Miguel Salas. We've seen E.J. Woodruff out there. Here's a handoff again as Gregory wants to bounce it outside. He's going to try to get outside and get the corner. Cuts it back inside to the goal line. Let's see. Touchdown.
There we go. New ball game just about.
I had to laugh on that play, too, because the line judge was out of position.
Yeah, he was.
First of all, he kind of looked to see Mason held up his hands. Touchdown. Okay, touchdown.
Yeah, he was wanting somebody else to make that call.
Well, you can go for 2 here. You got plenty of options. I'm not sure. I just don't kick the extra point. And Southside will go for 2 to try to make up for the missed extra point.
Well, you are coming up on the fourth quarter. The difference between a field goal and a touchdown, that may loom large here shortly.
They're going to check Joaquin Fox into the ball game.
I like that switchback motion look.
Here's a rollout. And Zimmerman will go back to the left. Still running. Throws the ball in the corner of the end zone and had a chance at it. And ball goes incomplete. But what a great effort, though, by Carter Zimmerman.
He kept that play alive for a long time.
Those 2 great plays in that series right there. I thought that was a nice effort by Zimmerman, but I go back to the play before. That was a lot of running by Isaac Gregory to get that corner. They had him hemmed in on about the 10-yard line. He outruns that defender, is able to have the presence of mind to cut it in and just clip the pylon.
Tough yards, too. I mean, those are some of the hardest yards you can run for. We always said you run a 95 yards to make 3-yard gains.
We don't have – we're all kind of laughing up here. We don't have our headsets tonight, so we're kind of winging it just a bit. But I'm hearing the theme from Rocky, and I can see Mason Piper over there getting up, starting to run around the stadium. This song still gets to me.
I love that song.
I do too.
Just see him up there with his hands up.
Yeah. He's gonna start Harlan Creed here in a minute.
I love it.
Jackson Taylor Seuss will kick off for the Mavs. Southside, knock on wood, has done a good job here in the second half on kickoffs. Here's a kick. It's going to go down to Serrano at the goal line. It's going to be returnable. He's at the 20-yard line and will be hit and knocked out of bounds. I believe that was Russell Key again making the play for Southside.
He's been everywhere, man.
And, another thing, too, I don't get to hear the PA announcer very much, but I laugh because he gives no names for the Southside players. But he talked about the last play was a great return. I mean, that's a homer if there ever was one.
Home field advantage.
Be 1st and 10 for Har-Ber there on 32-yard line. Got a ball game again, 38-33. Here's a pass over the middle, going to be complete. Going to be close to a first down. Going to be about a yard short. Got 33 seconds to go here before the end of the third quarter. Let's see if Har-Ber wants to run another play. Looks like they're not going to. They'll go ahead and let the clock run out, start the fourth quarter. Good job by the Mavs, though.
Getting back in the ball game, yep.
You're down 31-21 at half. You kind of got away there right at the half. You give up a touchdown to start the second half, and then offense has answered with 2 scores of their own to get them back in the ball game. And now they're playing the
Maverick.
This got stuck in the 70s and 80s.
I think so. I think he grew up when I did.
But I'll say this, I like everything he's playing.
Yeah. Yeah, no complaints. Just expecting to see Mason down there now with his aviator shades on.
When you're ready to drive off in a white new SUV, purchase Rio luxury cars.
I was in San Diego when they filmed that original Maverick. I watched part of it being filmed. That's cool.
So they played that for you.
That's like a guy that was telling me one time he was out when they filmed Con Air, the scene with the tour at Vegas. I'm thinking, how'd you see that, man?
No kidding.
Hey, second down, 2nd and 1 for Har-Ber. They'll go strong left. Here's a handoff to the running back. Going to have the first down as he crosses the 45-yard line. That is Cole Carlton on the carry.
After a 5-yard pickup, that's another half.
We have Evan Shelby getting off the pile for the Mavs. Shelby having a big game tonight along with Beelan and Russell Key for the Maverick defense. Just for that turnover, the elusive turnover that you need right here, Terrell, for the Mavs.
Keep wanting to see it.
Here's another handoff, and not going to be much there. It's going to get maybe a yard on the play. That's Carlton on the carry.
Another carry. That's a 2-yard pickup.
Need to keep doing that to him right there.
That's Cage Castling along with Andrew Reeder on the pile for Southside, along with Nico Pizzana. Pizzana's coming there getting some good plays.
He's playing some good minutes tonight.
Brings up second down, 2nd and 8 for Har-Ber at the Har-Ber 49-yard line. Just starting the fourth quarter here, 11:08 to go in the ball game. Richardson will hand the ball off again. They hit him in the backfield, dropping for a loss. There's Sam Horn over there along with Evan Shelby making the play for the Southside defense.
I believe Joe got in on that one too, Cannon. But Sam did most of the work cleaning it up right
Sam
there.
Horn's had a good ball game tonight.
He's had a heck of a game.
I'll tell you, him and Beelan were a nice addition to that defense.
I love seeing Sam Horn out there.
His dad, Wade, was a very good baseball player. Maybe third down, 3rd and 10. They were down to 10 seconds on the play clock. Strong right for Har-Ber. Richardson wants to throw the ball. Here comes the pressure. He evades the pressure, still looks down, will throw the ball over the middle. It's intercepted.
Yes, sir.
It's Evan Shelby on the interception for the Mavs.
There's that turnover.
Richardson's pass intercepted.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give Parkinson some credit on that one. He put the fear in him, that quarterback. I think he made him hurry that throw up a little bit. Yeah, this may be kind of going back to what you said a minute ago. This may be where you might should have gone ahead and kicked that extra point last time.
Well, the difference was if you do kick it, then
You're still.
I understand why. I understand why you go for 2 in that
situation
situation, because that puts you down only 3 points. A field goal ties it up. But also, if you kick that extra point, you're ahead of field goals if you score here.
Yeah, that's it.
Here's a keeper by Zimmerman off the left side. He's got a big hole at the 40, 35. Cuts it back to the 30, 25, to the 20.
Religion with the tackle.
And the key to here is right now is Southside
Settle in.
It has the momentum, and another advantage you do have here that you don't really talk about. You've got a sophomore quarterback out there for Har-Ber. He can be rattled at times if you start putting pressure on him.
Well, if he throws another pick.
Here's Gregory up the middle of the 5, touchdown Southside.
Well, that didn't even make that look hard.
You go for 2 here. I've got the book over here. It says go for 2.
It say go for 2 in this situation. Analytics.
That's a nice drive. 3 plays, 51 yards, excuse me.
I never really try to make a point of making fun of the opposing team fans, but this homecoming crowd, they're not near as fired up anymore, Keith.
Well, it's a nice effort by Southside. That's what you want to see. You want to see a team come out and just play hard and just give it everything they've got. And that's what this Maverick team has done. This defense has stepped it up bigger in the second half. Zimmerman wants
Nice
to throw the ball,
shot.
throws it for 2 points. That's
York?
Grayson York.
Yes, sir.
Two-point conversion is good.
That's been a deadly combination. Carter Zimmerman along with Isaac Gregory. Both of them have to be well over 100 yards. And
Yeah, I'm probably getting close to 150 for Isaac.
I think Isaac's past that.
You think so?
I think Zimmerman's close too, because
think
he had
he's
that
getting
80-yard
close.
run. He's got to be well over 150.
Well, I know Isaac's had a lot of those tough yards where he's getting 4 and 5 yards a carry, but they're for first downs and touchdowns. But it seems like just about every time Carter's kept that ball, it's been for a large chunk game.
But that offensive line, Kobe Branham, Caden Alley, Connor McCoy, Miguel Solis, Cooper Anderson, what a job these young men have done.
Body movers. Love it. There's just more of that 80s music, Keith.
Welcome to the jungle.
Little Guns N' Roses, yeah.
I believe that's a staple of every stadium.
Yes.
Guns N' Roses along with Welcome. What's the one Ozzy Osbourne sings? Crazy Train.
Crazy Train, yep.
I love that one. Here's a kick by
Thunderstruck.
Dallas Hoos. It's going to come down at the 8-yard line. It's going to be a returnable ball, and he's going to be hit, and he gets away. And now backpedals will be tackled and dropped back at the 20-yard line. That is our man, Devin Huggins, on
Yes,
the play.
sir. He'd have been better off going down the first time. I tell you what, Huggins seems to have better and better games as the season goes on.
That was Abel Hernandez on the return. Well, what you've done now, effectively, you put the pressure on
Yep.
this Har-Ber offense now
They in the pressure cooker.
to respond.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice call, too, on the 2-point conversion for the Mavs. A nice pitch and catch from Zimmerman to Grayson York. Here's a end-around handoff. He's going to be hit and going to be dropped. A nice defensive play over there for the Mavs.
Yeah, we've covered that one really well. A little jet sweep action.
That was our man Russell Key over there making the play.
I think that actually goes as a forward pass. I think they actually toss that ball up.
Bring up second down, 2nd and 8 for Har-Ber at their own 25-yard line. 9:05 to go here in the ball game. Pass out. It's going to be incomplete. A good job there. Devin Huggins got over there to make the play for Southside. That was Blige Cook. The ball bobbled just a bit. He separates him from the ball. Big third down here for the Mavs.
I say he got kind of lucky on that one because it looked like he made the catch and fumbled.
Well, I don't think he really ever had
No,
possession of it.
it's kind of like you said earlier. I mean, it is a long way down there to the field for my old eyes.
Get a big chance here for the Southside defense to get off the field.
3rd and long.
Third down, 3rd and 8. Here comes the Heat. They're going to set up a screen. They've got it covered.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be hit. He's going to lose way back. And now we've got a flag on the play. This may be a face mask.
I think it's a horse collar if it's on us.
That was Trey Serrano on the catch.
They called a questionable one earlier.
Coaching staff not happy about this.
Well, I think they had a better look at it than the one that threw the flag.
That was not a horse collar
Nope.
tackle.
That's the second one they've done us like that on.
Well, if there's any good out of that, it's still going to be 4th down or 3rd down. Didn't see it. If I'm Coach Dameron, I'm going crazy over. He is. He's on that sideline. Just he should. That's
He
really
should
should
be.
be.
Yeah.
That was not a horse collar. Be 3rd down, 3rd and 2 for Har-Ber.
It's one of those homecoming calls.
Here's an inside handoff, and he's going to have the first down as he gets right to the line. Well, I'll just say this about Springdale. There's, especially when Gerald Williams was at Springdale, there's a lot of strange things that happen. And
Happened on Friday nights.
and that was definitely one of them out there because I don't think that was a horse collar. And that was a big play, too, because they would have to punt the ball from their 17-yard line. Said they'll have a first down to the 33-yard line. Actually, the 34-yard line. Here's a handoff again off the left side. Can be pulled down after about a 4 or 5 yard gain. That, again,
There's your guy,
Russell
Key. Yeah.
Key doing a good job. He's actually been a player that's kind of playing kind of a hybrid linebacker position, coming up, making a lot of plays. Got a little Rick James going over now.
That may or may not be a little bit before my time.
2nd down, 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats. Richardson wants to throw the ball, has time to throw the ball, throws the ball, it's going to be complete. That's the Blige Cook over there on the sideline. We'll have another Wildcat first down.
My favorite thing I ever heard about old Rick James is the old joke. What do the 5 fingers say to the face?
Maybe 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of Southside for Springdale Har-Ber. Well, that was a big call.
Huge.
They go strong left this time. Here's handoff to Brewer. Going to be hit, dropped. That's a nice defensive play over there by Sam Horn,
Yep.
along with Joseph Kincannon, and also give credit to Cage Castling.
Yep. He was right in the right place at the right time, but I think Sam was the one that really made that one happen.
Got 7 minutes even to go here in the ball game.
It's right here is where you just get your big stop, run the clock.
And 2nd down, 2nd and 8 at the Southside 43-yard line. I believe they're probably in 4-down territory. Here's a handoff again. He's going to be hit and dropped at about the 38-yard line. There's Devin Huggins making the play on Hudson Brewer.
5-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd and 3, Wildcats.
Yeah, they're going to take us out of the game. See that? Sam Horn's hat came off. They made him leave the field. They didn't do that earlier.
Bring up 3rd down, 3rd and about 3 for Har-Ber. Got 6:15 to go in the ball game. And that's got to be frustrating too for the Southside coaching staff. Get them pinned in up like that, then they call a penalty like that on you. Here's a quick pass going to be out. And there's Devin Huggins almost with a big INT.
Your buddy down there, John Parkinson, though, tell you what, he's the reason that ball came out fast. I don't think Reeder was too many steps behind either.
These lines played well
Mm-hmm.
as far as putting pressure, and when they made the changes they had to make, it'd be 4th down, 4th and 4. Strong left for Har-Ber.
Go get him right here. 10 years back and go get that football.
Getting down to 5 on the clock.
There's our favorite play.
Richardson wants to throw the ball, and he's going
Way
to throw the ball.
off.
It's incomplete.
That might do it right there, Keith.
That's not going to do it. We still got 5:52 to go here. A touchdown might do it, but
Well, I think you put the ball in Gregory's hands and you're going to get first downs.
that's a great job by Devin Huggins and coverage. I've got to say this though, I don't agree with the call. You try to get to 4th and 4, it's all or nothing. Well, it's one or the other. You got nothing.
Well, I agree with the call because they made it. But I certainly hope we don't come out and do something similar.
Yeah. I think you're going to see a lot of number 10 running the ball too here.
Yeah, that's like I said. I'm hoping you're going to give them a healthy dose of number 1 right here. Then when you need a first down, let old 10 take off with it like that right there.
There he goes for about 12 yards.
And don't get me wrong, it wouldn't hurt my feelings, Keith, if we go down here and score 7.
And if you're the Mavs, you play that rhythm offense, but you're probably in a situation now where I don't know why the clock is not running.
I know why. Because it's a away game. It's happened to us all year.
Your 1st and 10 right at midfield. Southside going to take their time here. They've got 15 seconds on the play clock, 5:30 on the game clock here in the 4th quarter. Big series here for the Mavericks.
Nice.
Here's a nice keeper by Zimmerman. Has an open field across the 40 at the 35-yard line and gets down to about the 32-yard line.
I'm going to give Will Goodman some credit on that blocking down there. I think he blocked 3 different defenders on that play. I'm not exactly sure it was the defenders Carter was looking for him to block, but he blocked 3 different defenders on that one snap.
I'd like to see the stats of tonight's ball game. This may be one of the few times I can remember Southside's probably going to have 2 backs going for over 200 yards.
Over 200,
including your
it'll be
quarterback.
getting real close. Yeah, that's the amazing thing is one of them's your quarterback.
Be 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line for the Mavs. Here's a handoff to Gregory. Has a big
Oh,
hole up the
great.
middle. He's at 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Southside.
I'm not sure he got touched on that one, Keith.
This big old Cade Nally over there setting that block for the Mavs. And Kobe Branham this offensive line, they found something here in this offensive line, guys. Big extra point here for Southside as De La Souza will attempt the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up. Your kick is good.
Yeah, I don't know that you're going to find too many more powerful offensive linemen than what's out there right now.
You got 4:46 to go here. Southside now leads 48-38. That is 27 unanswered points by the Mavericks. How impressive is that?
That's pretty impressive considering just before that it was 17 unanswered by Har-Ber. So it's like that's the answer you got to have right there.
And I felt this from this team. You know, first half we made some mistakes that you can't make. You know, we talked about that, passed that over.
Had the one turnover.
The things this team is doing, the different things that you've got to do. You know, I made this comment when we started that tough string. We had Bentonville and Fayetteville. I said, you're going to see this team get better.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably not going to notice it on the scoreboard, even though I think we were very competitive with Bentonville, only down 14-7 at the half.
That's why, yeah, exactly.
But I'm
It's like
seeing-
the first half you did kind of see it on the scoreboard.
But I'm seeing a lot of things coming from this team that I'm really starting to like.
Mm-hmm.
Just De La Souza will kick off for the Mavs. It's going to kick it. It's going to come down. And now we've got a whistle on the play. I believe it's going to be offsides on the Mavs. You don't see that call a lot.
Well,
I think it happens more than you think.
I think it's harder now with the new rules. Like, you know, you can't get that running head start. So another one I'm interested to go back and watch on the replay.
The key is don't give Har-Ber great field position and make them work. You've got 4:46 to go here. Now, they got all three timeouts. And obviously, I think it comes down to if Har-Ber's able to go down and get some points, it's going to be an onside kick.
They're going to have to onside it.
De La Souza again will kick off.
You hear him talk a lot in the NFL about the strategy here, and really, I guess what the analytics say is you're going to go down here and you want to kick a dadgum field goal in a hurry. But
On the return, out at the 40-yard line.
Har-Ber will start this drive on their 40-yard line. We've got 4:38 to go here. Again, Southside having the big, from about the third quarter on, really started. I think it was that first touchdown drive after Har-Ber got that touchdown to start the second half.
well, some huge defensive stops. I mean, that's big in this one. That's about the only way we even had a chance to claw back into it.
You got 27 straight points by the Mavs. Be first and 10 for Springdale Har-Ber at their own 40-yard line. Going to be a screen pass going to be set up over the middle and going to get positive yardage up to about the 46-yard line.
Tell you what, they had that thing set up just about the way you want to get that little screen set up. We stop it at 6 yards. I feel like that's a win.
Well, the key is, too, is you need to work that clock. You're down to 4:13 now, so eliminate the big plays, make them work for everything.
And they got a little confusion out there. They're burning their own clock.
Richardson wants to throw the ball over the middle. It's going to be incomplete.
That's dangerous.
Sam Horn on the coverage, and 10 receiver was Trey Serrano. Will bring up third down, third, and about 4 for Har-Ber.
Mr. Key was not very far from winning that ball game.
This is that type of play you'd like to see Big John Parkinson get in there and just
At least hurry the throw.
get that sack that has been so elusive for him tonight.
And you never know for these guys. I mean, they got a chance to just run it and get the first down. So
They move, so it's going to be 5 yards. Actually, the running back ran up to the line of scrimmage, Cole Carlton, and then the right tackle moved.
I've actually seen their running back start early a few times in this one that hadn't been called. So I'm glad they finally got that one right.
After the penalty, it'll be 39 Wildcat. 3:58 left to play. Here in regulation.
Be third and 9. 3:58 to go here in the ball game.
No penalties.
Big chance here for the Southside defense. Obviously, 4 down territory for the Wildcats. We're down to 8 on the play clock. Here's a snap to Richardson. Wants to throw the ball. He's going to throw the ball. It's going to be complete. He's going to get out of bounds. Going to have a first down at the Southside 49-yard line.
Worst part of that, they got out of bounds, stopped the clock.
You got to make them work. I think that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
And Har-Ber here in the second half has really struggled having to run a lot of plays. As Richardson wants to throw the ball again, the screen pass is going to be set up and it's going to be incomplete. Good job by Southside. That was Evan Shelby there. In fact, it would have been better off if he would have caught the ball. That was Luke Adams.
Would have been a 2-yard loss.
And would have kept the clock running. There's 3:49 to go here. I'll tell you what, it's never easy, is it? It's second down, 2nd and 10. Here's a snap. Going to throw the ball. It's going to be complete. It's going to be hit and dropped at the 41-yard line. That's Evan Shelby again making the play.
Kept them in bounds that time.
That's a big play, too, because Toronto's able to make the first man miss, and he had a chance maybe to make a big play there. Shelby there to clean up. Down to 3:26 on the clock. Richardson looks at the sidelines. Yeah, they're using up a lot of time here.
I think they got some confusion down there.
10 on the play clock, so they go strong, right? There's a pass going to the end zone. And incomplete. Chance to make a play there. I believe that was Toronto.
I wouldn't call him open, but I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a throw, Keith.
And he had a chance to make that play, too. That was
he did.
It was actually number 5. That was Evan Curry. It was intended for. 3 minutes even to go here in the ball game.
Go get him.
Richardson will roll out. Although the ball's going to be incomplete. Ball hopped. That'll be 4th down. Southside will take over.
Yes.
You've got to give credit, too, to this Southside defense. That really, again, we go back to that. After that first touchdown, Southside gets that touchdown, then your defense steps up. You get the 3 and out. You get the turnover. And really, Har-Ber's not done anything here since that first drive. Yes.
I mean, really, the second half.
You'll see a lot of number 1 and number 10.
That's what I'm hoping. Be smart with the ball.
Har-Ber still can stop the clock. They've got 3 timeouts. Southside maybe 1 or 2 first downs from icing this. Here's a handoff to Gregory. Has a big hole. We'll get across midfield. We'll have a first down as he's flung forward for the first down at the 45-yard line.
Glad to see him get 2 hands on that ball, cover it up, protect that thing.
They are very slow about moving that clock. You're losing about somewhere upwards of about 11 seconds. That clock
on
should
every
be
play.
running. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's obviously because of the first down. You got 2:33 to go here. I would expect that Har-Ber probably start using their timeouts. But what a great offensive night for the Mavs. I mean, they pretty much, with the exception, I think they had to punt 1 time tonight. Here's a handoff to Gregory. Fumbles the ball, but jumps back on it. A fortuitous bounce.
Yes, sir. I think it's the second time he's put it on the ground tonight.
Got 2 timeouts, 2:13 to go here. Yeah, if you're the Mavs, just stay in bounds. The worst you want to happen on this series is Har-Ber to run out of timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
Get that thing under 2 minutes.
That's the chess match right now.
I think you'll see a lot of Zimmerman here now, probably running the football. That's been a big play for the Mavs. I think that's what Carter Zimmerman brings to the table is his ability to run the football. And basically, it's what you've seen tonight. I think what you saw last week is you've actually added another running back to that group
Exactly.
with Zimmerman. And let's also give credit to Jaden Webb came in there and gave them several plays tonight. Really,
I think he still got about a 13-yard average.
And then look at his stats. Well, now why this kid's not carrying the ball more? Well,
That's good for him, though.
yeah. Here's a keeper by Zimmerman off the left side. It's got a big hole. It's going to be close to a first down. There could have been a targeting right there. And
Yeah,
now,
that was a good play call, Keith.
well, I think that's what you'll see from now on. I don't think Southside will. Got a text here from Michael Beaumont. Take over on downs. How about those Mavericks?
Go Mavs.
Now we're getting deep into the song playbook now. I believe this is YMCA.
Yeah, we're
up.
working our ways back to the 70s now.
And Mason Piper's over there doing the YMCA. Mason, after we get done tonight, you're going to be a hero with all your students.
Yeah.
Be third down, 3rd and 2 for the Mavs. Got 2:05 to go here in the ball game. 1 timeout left for Har-Ber. In Southside, you're in a situation too here. I don't know if you do this or not, but what's the chances of if you get another yard or two going for it on 4th down? Your offensive line's
That
playing
field
great.
position, I think you do it. I mean, you're going to hammer that coffin shut if you do get it.
In 3rd down, 3rd and 2 for the Mavs.
I feel like we're going to get it right here.
Here's a handoff to Gregory. He's going to have the first down. He gets away at the 20,
Hold
15,
on,
10, 5. Touchdown, Southside.
Good for him.
As he Gregory on the carry.
33 straight points.
Yeah, after being down 3 scores.
Because the coach is going to ask Gregory, how come you didn't go down so that you
Yeah,
could take that last time out?
That's right. I don't know. I've always felt like points are more important than time on the clock. But
Well, this has been a game tonight where it's the Carter Zimmerman, Isaac Gregory offensive line show.
We've had some pretty opportune catches too, but it's really, like you said, it's been the backfield show.
Yeah, and they made some big plays too. You talk about the catches. There's been some 3rd downs, especially in that first half that Southside's made some big plays. I go back to earlier, and I'm trying to remember the exact play where we had, I believe they called a penalty on us. We had 2nd and 15. We hit, I believe it was Gregory.
Gregory out of the backfield.
Yeah, the backfield. He gets a nice game, puts us within 3 or 4 yards. Or I think it was made it 3rd and 5, a makeable first down.
I mean, it was your running back, but it was a pass play.
You know the possibilities here for the Mavs now. This will be their 2nd conference victory. If they get a 3rd conference victory, obviously we'll wrap up the 5th seed. And
A lot better playoff season on that.
there's a chance too that you'd probably gonna get stuck going to Little Rock.
Right.
Well, no, actually, yeah, you would, because I think North Little Rock may finish 4th. But honestly, North Little Rock is not the team they've been in the past. They've had some issues down there, from what I've been hearing, and struggling a bit. So,
I think they've started to put it together a little bit here towards the end of the season. But
yeah, they had Northside down 2 scores. Don't know how that game ended up. Got 151 to go here. Southside leading 55-38. 34 second half points for the Mavs.
pretty impressive.
It's been a fun game tonight.
Yeah, it looks like North Little Rock's going to pull that one out.
31-14. There's a big play again by the Southside defense. Sam Horn over there. Sam Horn, Evan Shelby, Ben Beelan. What a great job by these backers.
I hadn't heard Ben Beelan's name much in the second half, but man, he sure did have a first half.
Russell Key. What a ball game. I'm going to go on the line, too, and talk about Devin Huggins, the job he's done off that corner tonight.
Well, especially when we went to that four-man front. I mean, it kind of puts him out by himself out there.
Richardson going to run the ball this time. He's going to get out of bounds as Huggins chases him out. And there's big old John Parkinson along with Evan Shelby and Cage Castling over there. You know, you got to like that too. He's running all the way across the field. You got those big linemen chasing him.
Mm-hmm.
Bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 6. 1:38 to go here in the ball game.
It's almost an empty backfield look.
Going to set that screen up, and Southside does a really good job. They're going to get the first down, but Huggins makes the play.
Yep.
But Horn did a very good job because that had a chance to be a really big play there for Luke Adams.
Yeah, he's playing that scat back or almost like a fullback look. H-back.
Har-Ber's kind of changed their offense here in the second half a bit. They've gone
I think they've confused themselves a little bit. I see them looking at the sideline, kind of throwing their hands up like, where do I go?
Well, they kept running that same play where they were just a swing pass out with the lead blocker.
They started the game with it.
Southside did a pretty good job as the game went on of really kind of controlling that, sliding those backers underneath to make the plays.
He's jumping that route. Yep.
And it seems like here in the second half it's been screens they've been trying to run. They've been semi-effective, but Southside doing a good job of recognizing the screen and getting back.
And shutting down the run. I mean, that's the big thing. It's almost, you shut down the run and then you don't have that bite from those defensive backs.
They're going back to a 3-man line, too. There's Richardson on the run going to gain about 4 on the play. We'll bring up 3rd down. There's Ben Beelan making the play for the Southside defense, along with Andrew Reeder. But again, I'll go back and I'll harp on this. That touchdown Southside got in the second half, I think really got them back in the game. And I think the defense made up their mind, hey, it's our time.
Well, the defense really set up that touchdown to get us back into the ball game. So I feel like they came back out fired up, and they're just like, we're not going to give it back.
And here's a missed tackle. It's going to be a foot race to the goal line, and
got him.
Ben Benthong gets him before he gets in the end zone at about the 2-yard line. We're down to 33 seconds on the clock.
Well, it kind of looked like that ball come out there.
Bon Benthong made a good play. That's a good hustle play.
Mm-hmm.
He missed the tackle over there.
He had to go a long way to get there.
And that'll start the clock up. We're down to 30 seconds on the clock. Here's a handoff to Carlton. Go get in the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, there's some extracurriculars going on now after every single snap.
Well, looks like they're going to go for 2. I don't really.
Yeah.
I do not agree with that.
Some interesting math.
I'll check in some 2 ball players. Maybe they're going to cover the point spread. I'm not sure what the spread
Oh,
is.
yeah, that's it. Vegas has got the line.
Going to be a keeper by Richardson's going to be hit. There's Sam Horn making the play for the Southside defense.
That ball's rolling around. Something happened.
Well, it's been a fun game. But I'll say this about this Har-Ber team. They're having a struggling this year. They've got some young talent on this team. Their quarterback, Rhett Richardson's only a sophomore. And I think their biggest playmaker on this team, Trey Serrano, he's only a sophomore.
They both had a heck of a ball game tonight. We seem to be the team involved in them, but you don't often score 44 points and lose. You know, we've seen that a lot this year. For anyone still keeping track, 21 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, you don't even feel nervous about an onside kick here because mathematically, I don't think there's any way that you can get two scores in 21 seconds.
I don't know. I saw Greenwood do it earlier this year, but it ain't very often.
And it's definitely going to be an onside kick as Gomez will line up.
Cover it up and load the bus.
I believe they're offsides.
Let it go out of bounds. Good.
Got a flag on the play. Yeah, that was a scary play because he catches that ball, he's running to the house.
Oh yeah, he would have caught that one in stride with I think Isaac Gregory to beat.
But nonetheless, they had a player that was offsides on that kick.
They did. Yeah, we've seen a lot of missed calls on that side of football. That's for sure.
Southside go victory formation, going to win this ball game tonight. They're going to improve their record to 3-5, and they will be making 2-3 in the league. They'll take a knee here. That's going to be your ball game. The Southside's going to let the clock run out. What a great victory for the Mavs tonight. And Terrell, this is a ball game too where you're playing a Har-Ber team. They're not as good as they usually are. I mean, that's a given. Har-Ber, great program up here, always has really good teams. But it's a game that's a winnable game. You fall down by 17.
Yeah, 3 scores.
34 unanswered points. You come back. It showed a lot of character that this team has. And I think you can carry forward for these guys. They're going to get confidence. And there's going to be a lot of teams that play these guys. And this offensive line is really good. And I also want to go back, too. We talked about the defense. I want to give Coach Jacob Cox a lot of credit on defense. I made the comment at the half that the defense actually was making some stops when they went to the 4-man line. And I thought, well, maybe that'll carry over in the second half. Well, yes, it did. But he also mixed it up, too. And you were talking about this, going to that 3-man line when you get them in the passing situations.
Yeah.
They did a good job of mixing the defense. They brought in the young sophomore, Nico Pizzana, came in, and I thought did a very good job from his defensive tackle spot. Made some big plays, gave the Mavs some good minutes out there. Again, what can you say? There's John Parkinson over there going to go dancing with the girls.
It's Huggins last week.
No, actually, I'm sorry, that's De La Sousa over there, 87, not 89. But, yeah, you got to be pleased with the effort if you're the Mavs. Now we're playoff bound. It's just a matter, we can win one more ball game. We're going to be – actually, I think this may have wrapped up the 5th seed because –
May have. I think we'll have to have some help to get any better than that.
Yeah, Springdale, there's still a chance. But this probably eliminates Har-Ber right here. They're probably out of it. It's going to be Springdale and Heritage, Southside coming down to the end. You got the Bulldogs here in 2 weeks. So, you got to feel good if you're in the Mavs. You're going to have a nice bus ride home. You feel great about everything. Offensive line, the last 2 weeks has played as good as you can play. The job that Carter Zimmerman, Isaac Gregory did working that is basically the same. And that was the key. It was the same play almost every play.
Yeah, and I miss seeing old George Harrell out there. I'll tell you what, that guy can play some football. But I do have to give Carter some credit, man. That guy, when he gets out there in open space, I mean, he shows you why he's starting now.
Well, there's a chance, too, he might get some playing time. It's just, he's got to be ready. And that's a good thing that Southside has. You've got 2 quarterbacks that can be ready.
They're both
if one has to come out. And, I think you've got 2 good quarterbacks. So, what a great job by the Mavs tonight as they win 55-44. A great job, Terrell, tonight
Thank you,
with your analysis on the ball game. And just a great effort overall by the Mavs, coming back with 34 unanswered in the second half to win this ball game 55-44. Again, the Mavs will return to action next Friday night as they travel up to Bentonville West to take on the Bentonville West Wolverines. Game time will be at 7 o'clock. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for listening.